What's going on, everybody? It is Hunter here, and we are back with BoogiePod, episode 34. Jake, have you had a good week? We took last week off. Did you have a good week?
Pretty good, yep.
That's good. We took last week off. I was on vacation. That's why we didn't do it then. But regardless if you're joining us live now or you're rewatching this through the videos, we welcome you. We hope you guys have a good time watching us break down a bunch of sports stuff. And we're going we're going to start off with the College Baseball World Series was this past week. And it was Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Ole Miss brought out the brooms, swept them. Jake, what's your reactions, opinions on that?
It's a big win for Ole Miss because this was not supposed to be their year necessarily. They were low down on the SEC. They were number one in the country at one point, but hey, they slumped and came back at the right time.
Yeah, very crazy that they actually won a championship in baseball before they won one in football. That's something that I bet a lot of Ole Miss fans did not think they would do. But they did it. They made Game 1 look really easy. They blew out Oklahoma 10-0. Wasn't much resistance. But actually, Game 2 was very exciting. Oklahoma and Ole Miss were very close with each other. But Ole Miss just pulled it out. They were just better. They got hot at the right time, and that's all you can say. And you can tip your cap to them and go on to next year. Good for Ole Miss. I think it's funny that you're a Tennessee fan. Tennessee actually swept them at their place during the season. So
yeah, I actually saw a thing. I don't know if you sent it, or maybe I don't think you did. We played Oklahoma and Ole Miss, and we combined score was like 34-7. They didn't beat us one time.
I think it might have been me that sent it. I think that's really funny though. It's just gotta be.
It's funny. It's how
all basketball and baseball is when it comes down to college sports is getting hot at the right time to be able to win it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that means the SEC is three-peated now.
In each
sport? College World Series. Well, in baseball.
Oh, in baseball.
Yep. 3 in a row.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah. Because Kansas won it in basketball, so they're Big Ten. I don't know why. Okay, college basketball isn't really much to talk about, so we're going to skip that one for this podcast. But going into college football, we actually got some good things to talk about in a long time for college football. One big news broke last week that Arch Manning was committing to Texas. That is huge for Texas, as Arch Manning was looking at different schools like Georgia, Alabama, etc., things like that. But he commits to Texas. What did you think about that, Jake?
It's not surprising. Texas seemed to always be the number one, even though none of them ever said it. Everyone just kind of figured. And I was telling you earlier, it just kind of shows a lot about Georgia's ability to develop a quarterback, like a really star quarterback, because there's no reason a five-star number one quarterback would not go to Georgia right now because there's going to be a vacancy by the time Arch Manning is getting into college, and he went to Texas where they have another five-star highly rated recruit starting this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be
he'll be there next year.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, you've talked about this, and I said, what if Quinn Edwards walks down this season, beats Alabama, leads Texas to the playoffs? Maybe they don't win a national championship, but leads them to the playoffs. What are they going to do now? Because Arch Manning ain't going to sit. So, what happens? What happens? It's very interesting.
Well, yeah, they've been more old-fashioned with his recruitment, where it's just kind of like low down, no social media talk, really. I mean, people try to guess, but they don't really know. No one really knew where he was going to go. They just assumed.
Yeah.
And they could be the same way with that, too, is, hey, redshirt him, wait a year. But I doubt the boosters will like that because they probably had to pay a little money for Arch Manning. They don't want to see him sit.
Yeah, if anything, might be a transfer situation for either Arch Manning. I do definitely think if Arch Manning does win the job, Quinn Edwards has a decent time or whatever, he will definitely transfer. I think Quinn Edwards would transfer.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Arch Manning,
he has to.
I'd be very, I just want to see, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting move by Arch Manning to go to Texas. Some news in college football, which was really under the radar. I didn't even hear about it until I looked it up myself. UAB's coach Clark actually retired. He's having back problems, retiring because of that. It's actually a huge loss for UAB because he was still looking to be the coach, and now he's gone. So now he's going to retire, so they'll be looking for a new coach. UAB is not a big name program or anything, but they're always a good group of five school, things like that. Opinions on that, Jake?
Oh, yeah, it is a big loss out of the blue. That's definitely the worst way to lose a coach is out of the blue. You don't have time to prepare.
Yeah, so. Especially. I don't know if there was talks about him maybe retiring or if this has been a thing going on for a while, but best wishes for Coach Clark out in University of... Wait, what is it? It's University of...
Oh,
no, we talked about this. Yeah, it's in Florida. Birmingham? Yeah, it's Birmingham. It's in Florida, right?
I thought it was Alabama.
It's University of Alabama, Birmingham. It is. You're right.
It might be, but we might sound really dumb right now.
We might be. Okay. Anyways, if anyone knows
Alabama list.
If anyone knows what UAB stands for, leave it in the comments right now, please. Or if you're rewatching this, go type it in the comments because we don't know. Go Dragons, though. That's all I know. They're a dragon.
Yeah, go Dragons. Great logo.
Yeah, great logo. Next, big news. Jaden, you want to pronounce his last name?
Rashada?
There you go.
Rashada?
5-star quarterback. He actually committed to Miami over schools like Florida, other in-state schools. And here's the crazy thing, though, and the reason why we're going to talk about this is because, obviously, one thing crazy, Miami's giving him $9.5 million to the NIL deal to commit there. But the second thing is he was going to get $11 million to Florida, who's a proven better school than Miami in the past, as of recently. And that is very big for Miami. That is huge. To win an in-state rival like that when you were paying them less money. Money. That is crazy. That's a big loss for Florida. I know you have some opinions about this. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Knock it out.
Few things. First thing I'll say, because everyone was hating on Tennessee because the rumors they paid Nico Alamalavia $8 million. That looks like a steal now.
Yeah.
He's like the third best. And then Rashada's really good. He's like probably 6th or 7th in that range, around there.
Yeah.
He's still really great prospect. But another thing, it says a lot about Billy Napier, I think, a little bit. I don't know what the situation is because it is the University of Florida. They should never struggle with recruiting, and they have been. But their last coach and now, I saw they're like 40th something in recruiting right now. That's bad for Florida. You have no excuse. I don't care who you are, coach-wise. No excuse. Yeah. And I had one more thing. I forgot it, though. You can go ahead. I don't remember it.
Okay. Then it's just simple. It's Billy Napier. It's things like this that, see, when you were getting Billy Napier, a lot of people were like excited about the recruiting because he done really good recruiting at Louisiana Monroe. But now it's kind of like, we just lost a stud quarterback. And Anthony Richardson's going to be our quarterback this year.
And he didn't really look that great when he played.
No, he looked awful. And then you have the East in the SEC, which is an awful division to be in if you're going to be mediocre. So I could see Florida having a really bad year this year and maybe be going down the wrong path. Hopefully not for the Gators, but we'll see. Do you remember what you were going to say?
Yeah, that and I have something else. It's like he coached for Louisiana Monroe, you said?
Yes.
Billy Napier? But it's like you can recruit down there, but who are you competing with?
Yeah.
To recruit down there, really. Just the other little small schools.
Well, you'd be competing with LSU and stuff, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's, the best players aren't going to go to Louisiana Monroe, so you're going for guys that are not the best, but a little under that. But now you got to compete with everybody. You're at the top now. Yeah. And he's not been doing so well. And their slogan is "Scared money don't make money." So I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that is funny.
The money thing. So.
All right, moving on. UFC. We had a great card this past weekend in a fight night. Gamrot versus Arman. You want to pronounce his last name?
Sarukian.
There you go. Gamrot winning decision. It was a very close fight. A lot of people had Arman winning. Some people saying robbery. I don't think it was that far. Actually, I had Gamrot running 3-2. But round 4, they did score the knockdown, and I think maybe you could switch that one maybe to Arman if it was a knockdown. So maybe looking back, I didn't really realize it was a knockdown at that point. So maybe I had Arman. Very close fight, though. Those guys are both really high-level competition. Those guys are both really good. Who you have next for Gamrot, Jake? You just came off a win? You think he should fight?
I don't know. So he called out Justin Gaethje, but I think he might be reaching right now because I don't think Gaethje's going to take that fight. I would be shocked if he takes that fight. And I feel like he'll need to beat someone in between to a bridge fight to get to a top contender. Because he just beat number 14 or 15. No, 10 or was it 11 and 12 they were? Yeah. Something like that. He beat the guy right next to him with Sarukian. He'll have to fight one more guy before getting a top contender, and I don't know who that'll be right now. The lightweight's kind of strange right now.
Yeah. I think his best option is actually Justin Gaethje. I think it makes a lot of sense to move up there. That was his call out. I get it, Justin Gaethje. But we've seen Justin Gaethje do this before when he lost and went on his losing streak. And then he went on his big winning streak where he fought 3 up-and-comers. James Vick, Edson Barbosa, and Cowboy was the other one he beat. And he beat those 3 in his win streak. So maybe he has to go back and do that again. I don't actually know what the path for Gaethje is here. I'm really confused. If I think Gaethje's only other option would be a rematch with Dustin Poirier, and if that's not what Dustin Poirier wants to do, then it might be stuck with Gamrot because you can't let Gamrot wait. He's 31. He needs to move up. It's time to get him going. He don't have a lot of time left. He said he would love to fight. Gaethje, and then after that, fight for the title. And I think that sounds great. Go for it.
Yeah, I think it's about it's about to be a changing of the guard a little bit. Like you have Tony and all these guys about to get picked off by up and comers, and they'll just be gone, and the new
Yeah.
guys will take all their places, and it's about to happen in the next year. I'd say a lot of guys you see right now in the middle of the pack will be gone.
Yeah,
most of them.
And the only other option Gamrot really has is Dariush, and I'd feel really bad for Dariush if he had to fight Gamrot.
Yeah, Dariush shouldn't have got hurt because he had to fight his own.
He did. And what about Arman? I have Arman. I think he should fight the winner of Jalen Turner and Brad Riddell, which is actually this coming up weekend. I think it's a great fight. Both of those guys are right there. Jalen Turner and Brad Riddell, the winner that might not be wanting to necessarily fight Arman, but maybe even do the loser fights Arman. No one's going to want to fight Arman, so they're going to have to find somebody to fight Arman. I mean, it is what it is. That's just what it comes down to. Yeah. But, yeah. What do you think?
I think the winner of Brad Riddell and Jalen Turner will want someone a little higher than Sarukian.
Okay, hold on. No. Did I do it?
You start.
I think I did it.
What?
Okay, so this guy started spamming like just stuff on here. Naked HD XYZ F Tender. We are cheaper and fast. So
bot.
Yeah, a bot. So I just had to report him. Ignore that dude's messages. I reported him and blocked him. Can't be said no more.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying that is really funny. Okay, keep going.
I thought you were going to say you didn't start the stream. We were just sitting here talking.
God.
That'd
been really bad.
Anyways, I don't think. Well, maybe the winner of Turner and Riddell might want to fight up more. They might want to hop over Sarukian a little bit because that is a really hard fight. They might try to avoid him.
Yeah.
But that would make sense. The winner or loser. The loser might be more likely, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And then Rakhmonov got a big win, a step up in competition, a sub in round 2. He continues to look absolutely amazing. He has not yet had a fight where he does not have a finish. I mean, he is absolutely a freak. He shows hazmat type potential. And I think the next fight for Rakhmonov is Michael Chiesa. What do you think about that?
Man. Yeah, that's unlucky for old Chiesa.
It is, coming off a lose streak. But it is.
There's out of all these guys, he has some of the most options, I feel like. He has a few. Wonder Boy's an option, but that's not, he's picking his fight there.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Wonder Boy said he's not going to fight any more wrestlers right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but until he called out, and I think there's one more guy he called out, I thought. I can't remember his name, though.
He said
he has options.
Masvidal. It was Masvidal, Wonder Boy, and I think it was maybe one of the Diaz's.
Oh, Nick Diaz. That's not happening. That's just a stupid call out.
Yeah.
I also think a sleeper could be Luque. I don't know if Luque would do that because he just lost to Bilal Muhammad, but that's someone I could see them booking him against.
Yeah. That'd be a good fight. Then the other one's No Magny. I have no idea who he should fight next. I don't know who's that 20 through 15, so we're not going to really talk about that much. Unless you have somebody in mind. Do you have anyone?
He's just a gatekeeper now. There'll be a prospect who'll come up and fight him soon, probably.
Yeah, I don't know about No Magny. Moving on, let's do early predictions for UFC 276. We'll do the co-main event first, which is Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. How do you have this one going down, Jake?
I have Volk by decision, but I'm not sure how easy this fight's going to be for him. I don't know. Holloway's looked good, but he's been getting hit so much. I mean, he's always been that way. He lands more than he gets hit, but he also gets hit a lot.
Yeah.
I see Volk winning. He's on fire right now. Decision. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Volk by decision. I think this one will be. You remember earlier today, you were telling me that the fight 1 was the close one and fight 2 was the dominant one, right?
Well, he didn't. People thought Holloway could have won both.
It's
fight
actually
really.
It's swapped. Fight 1 was the clear Volk one, and then fight 2 was the close one. I thought you were right too, and I looked it up earlier today. But fight 2 is the close one. But yes, I think Volk's just improving. Where I think actually Holloway's last fight, he's looked worse than he ever has. Not saying he looked bad; he still looked really good. I'm just saying it's worse. I feel like he's on more of the decline. Where Volk's in his prime. I think Volk by decision too. Max Holloway still has his chin until it is cut out. So Yeah, I agree with you. Adesanya versus Cannonier. Early predictions. Jake.
Let me tell you something right here. This is Izzy's chance to I don't know. His path to stardom got dropped off after he lost to Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, he's been a little too passive in his fights. I get it, Vittori, wrestler, you can't do too much against him. Plus, his chin is made of granite. You ain't gonna knock him out. But the Whitaker fight, I thought he lost. You thought he lost that fight too.
Yeah.
3-2. I didn't think he looked impressive. He just walks around and kicks people in the legs. Man, it's great you can get away with that, but it ain't going to help you.
No,
they signed him to a big contract. He needs to go out there and fight. And plus, he's in an easy division now where he got his hardest challenge out of the way. He needs to start dominating people now.
Yeah, I agree.
He needs to dominate Cannonier in this fight. Get him out of there early. But I do not think he will. I think he will go to decision or really late stoppage. Cannonier gets tired because he looked really bad his last fight. I just don't think Izzy's going to come out there and do what he says.
Yeah, I actually do. I agree with you completely about this is Izzy's chance to really prove that he is still good. Just pro se, just straight up. And I think this is his chance. I actually think he will get done by knockout early on, round 2.
I hope so.
And I think it'll be a head kick. I'm going to call head kick. I think head kick will stun him, and then that'll be it. We have Saul Cannonier get knocked out in the past, but it's only been by good people and in upper weight classes like Dominic Reyes. We know how Dominic Reyes' striking is really good, really powerful. But yeah, I think they're kind of handing. This is like almost a free win for Adesanya on his plate. It almost feels like, and like you said, Adesanya really does need to dominate this, or it could look really bad for him. So moving on into our net sport, which is MLB. We actually had a trade earlier today. Not that big of a trade, but it was the Mariners were trading with the Royals. Jake, you tell me who won this trade. I'm going to give you some stats on who these people are real fast. So, the Royals gave the Mariners Carlos Santana in exchange for prospects Wyatt Mills and William Fleming. Carlos Santana is the first baseman for the Royals, now he will be for the Mariners. He's batting .216 this year with 4 home runs, 21 RBIs, and an OPS of .690. So he has struggled really bad this year. And in return, the Royals got Wyatt Mills, who is not ranked in the top 30 for the Mariners prospects, and William Fleming, who is ranked 27 in top 30 prospects for the Mariners. Both of them are relief pitchers. So, who do you think won this trade? It's not a huge trade or anything, but...
No. Royals won that trade by a little bit. 2 arms just to play around with. Carlos Santana is not good anymore, really. And then the reason they did that, the Mariners, Ty France got hurt. So they're needing the backup.
I
first baseman type deal. I think he got hurt. I saw him. That's why they did it. But Royals won the trade. It's a desperate trade, I think, for the Mariners a little bit.
Yeah,
get someone in there.
I'm gonna give it to you. Went Royals. I'll go Mariners. I'll give it to the Mariners, and I'll play a little devil's advocate with you here. I'll give it to the Mariners just for the simple fact I did not know about the Ty France thing, but that will actually use it as a point for them to have. They need a first baseman. Carlos Santana, kind of a vet. He can fill in that spot for now until Ty France comes back. And 2, they didn't give up nobody. Neither of these guys are high-level prospects. Yeah. They both suck. And they might be in the MLB one day, maybe. I really doubt it. But yeah, it's just good for what was that? Something just banged beside me and my
heard it.
Yeah, that was sus. Anyways, yeah. So I'll go Mariners just because they're getting an MLB player. That's how I'll put it, really. At the end.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We'll do what we do every BoogiePod. If the league ended right now, who would be our MVPs and the Cy Youngs for each league? We'll start off MVPs for the American League. Who you got?
So I'm a big OPS guy. I think OPS is a good stat. Judge is not leading in it anymore, but I'm still going to go Judge because he's been that guy the whole year. I don't care if his stats are a little bit lower. I watched him hit a 3-run walk-off bomb yesterday.
Yeah.
He's hit a few walk-off home runs this year. He's playing great on the best team. It's still Judge.
Yeah, I got Yordell Alvarez actually.
Yeah.
He's second in OPS, but he's only second by 1 tick, and I'm giving it over Mike Trout, who's actually the leader right now. Because Yordell Alvarez is batting .312, where Mike Trout's batting below .300, and Yordell Alvarez has 22 home runs. He's 1.053 OPS. He's tearing it up right now. The league ended. I'd have to give him MVP for the For MVP in the National League, I'm actually going Paul Goldschmidt by a runaway. I think Paul Goldschmidt, 337 average, 18 home runs, and a 1.043 OPS. He's absolutely tearing the crap out of the ball. What do you got?
I agree. Paul Goldschmidt's kind of running away with it right now a little bit.
Yeah, there isn't really anyone competing with him. People better figure that out over there in the National League. Cy Youngs. For the American League, Jake, who you got?
American League's still Shane McClanahan. He's been very good this year.
Yep,
all his stats look good.
Yeah, this is the first time I've had Shane McClanahan, I'm pretty sure, as my Cy Young for the American League. But I actually have him. He's 8-3 right now with a 1.77 ERA and a 0.83 OPS, tearing it up. For National League, who you got?
I'm gonna go Sandy Alcantara right now. ERA is up there. It's very good. It's top 3. Strikeouts. He doesn't strike a lot of people out. He's at 94. That's a lot, but he's not like at the top. But yeah, I'm gonna take him right now.
This dude
He's also pitched the most innings.
This dude got on another account. Just start posting stuff again on my thing. He just posted other stuff. What a retard! Don't pay any attention to the chat, guys. Some idiots. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I just missed what you just said. Who'd you say? Just tell me who you said, because I missed it.
Sandy Alcantara.
Okay. I got Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers, I think. Yes. He's 9-0 with a 1.58 ERA and a 0.85 WHIP. That's pretty freaking good. I'm giving him it. Moving on. NBA. Right now, this is the only thing we got to talk about the NBA right now, because it's over. But Kyrie is only interested. Well, the only team that's interested in Kyrie are the Lakers right now. It's very interesting. And I don't know really how NBA trading works. So I don't know how much the Lakers would have to give up for Kyrie. But if you could get him cheap, you might as well get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's going to be way expensive where you have to give up another star, like in a perfect reality, you would like to keep AD, LeBron, and then also get Kyrie. That would be the best case scenario for the Lakers, I would assume. Yeah. So if you could do that, do it. But if you have to give up one of those two, don't do it. That's kind of the way I look at it. What do you think?
Yeah, so here's what I think. Okay, you know how Kevin Durant on the Nets with Kyrie right now. Him and Russell Westbrook used to play together in the past, and they kind of separated, KD and Westbrook. They don't like each other no more. And I think the only thing that the Lakers would give up, because they don't have any picks, first-round picks till like 2028 or something.
Yeah.
They gave them all away to trade for their stars like LeBron and stuff. I think they traded for LeBron. I can't remember. Maybe they didn't trade for him. I don't know. They traded for Anthony Davis. But I don't think the Nets would want Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's not very good right now. He's a historically good player. But right now, I don't think KD would want to play with him. And I've also seen where the Nets aren't interested in anything that the Lakers are trying to give them because they don't have any picks. You know, I don't think they want Westbrook, so I would be shocked if he goes to the Lakers. It would take some LeBron double magic, something going on to get Kyrie there. But I don't know.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments now, and we'll answer them. But Jake, you got anything else to add? Any other questions?
We're going to add that Golden State won it, the whole thing. We didn't talk about. We missed the week where they won it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Golden State did win it all. Yeah. Good for Golden State.
Steph Curry, 4th ring.
We called it, right?
Rings.
We did call it. We didn't call it. It was in 6. We were close. We were close. We did call it. Anything else?
No. Wait, we can talk about Conor wanting to fight Floyd again in boxing.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm down for it. Hey, I'll probably lean maybe even Conor. If Floyd wasn't carrying Logan, I would lean Conor. It depends.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think anyone's really interested anymore. Floyd is way retired, and Conor's lost so much in MMA recently. I just don't see why they would want to do that. Besides money, but I don't know how much money they'd even make. Like when they fought last, it was a lot more hype.
Yeah,
they were both in their primes. Well, Floyd was a little out of his prime, but still really good. Conor was.
Yeah.
At the end of it, kind of, it's still a good fight then, but I don't think it's very interesting now. I'd rather see Conor go fight MMA.
I would. I would rather him fight Michael Chandler.
Yeah, that's a way more entertaining fight, anyways.
Yeah,
plus it's not boxing.
I agree. And then no one is commenting, so I guess I'll do it. And we'll see you guys. Make sure you follow. Okay, description of my videos, Discord. Go follow the Boogie Gaming channel. like, subscribe, and that'll do it. And I'll see you guys, or we'll see you guys, BoogiePod episode 35 next Monday.